The crash in Newcastle. They say investigations are continuing, but so far there are no indications of any equipment failure. The accident happened on King Edward Bridge near Newcastle Central Station. 2 trains collided and 15 people were taken to hospital. 4 are still detained but are now recovering. Simon Willis reports.
A London-bound train had just left the central station when the end carriage was hit by the front of a northbound train which was pulling into Newcastle. It should have been a routine passing operation, but instead the trains collided on a set of points, toppling a carriage from the rails. The 300 passengers from both trains were escorted to safety by members of the emergency services.
A difficult operation. You can see the conditions here tonight. It's not a particularly nice night. We've got a lot of people that we had to actually get off there. The trains, as you can see yourself, we've got carriages which are on a tilt. We've searched not only the interior of every railway carriage, but also underneath every carriage. It's not the best of nights. Nonetheless, the crews working together have done a particularly good job.
15 people were taken to hospital, 4 were detained. Michael Hunt was in the carriage which was hit.
Well, just as the train was pulling out of Newcastle, I got up to go to the toilet and I heard a sound of glass breaking and I tried to get back in the coach, but I couldn't make it, and when the train split I got thrown out onto the track.
How badly were you hurt?
A couple of broken ribs. Spina's damaged a bit.
Joan Holt was travelling home to Bishop Auckland and was in the carriage in front of the one which was struck.
Well, at first they couldn't really believe that it happened. It happens to other people, but not to you. There was a few screams when the lights went out, and then the lights came back on and everybody was calm, picking the luggage up and the coats which was flung all over and checking who was hurt and who wasn't. No, they were very calm. But we were very, very fortunate, I think. If the trains had been going faster, who knows what might have happened. People could have been killed.
Daylight revealed how close this had come to a disaster. The toppled carriage was on the elevated approach to the bridge across the Tyne. British Rail workmen have spent the day clearing the wreckage from the lines while rail services were diverted over the high-level bridge. An investigation into the collision is underway. The 2 train drivers have been interviewed and British Rail officials have been checking the points and signalling systems.
We haven't got a firm indication yet. We're looking at all aspects from technical failure to human failure. So far, I have to say that we haven't found any technical defects in the equipment, signalling or otherwise. But our investigations have to continue. There will be a full internal inquiry followed by an external Department of Transport inquiry.
Tonight they're still working to clear the wreckage from the line. The toppled carriage is back on the rails and the plan is to shunt that into a siding. A team of engineers will then inspect the points and the track for any sign of damage. British Rail say they expect to have services operating across the King Edward Bridge by early this evening.
Simon Willis reporting from the scene of last night's train crash in Newcastle.